Ryan, how you doing, my brother?
Everything is good, Dave. Everything is good. Uh, it's been an interesting past week,
Yeah, I
Many
know,
things
man.
going on. Let me let me put this awesome headset so you can hear me better. Give me
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Don't forget, guys, before Ryan gets started, go buy the book. From what I'm told, it's pretty good. You ought to go. You ought to go. Puise, you ought to go, man. Puise. Oh, coronavirus. Ramoto.
You
Stakili
have
mo.
your you you have your coffee ready?
Oh no, I got my tea. Hold on, I'm coming right back. Ryan, get started, man. Talk.
Oh, all right, all right. So hello to everybody, guys. I'm very happy that we're drinking our Tuesday coffee together today. So it's been an interesting past week. Last Thursday, we lost my dear Aunt Marie in Belgium, and she actually died from cancer in just 3 months from learning about the disease. So this was the reason and the inspiration that I said, Dave, I would like to mention appreciation in this Tuesday coffee. And I find that many times we're taking things for granted. We're taking people for granted that we think that everybody we know right now will be live tomorrow morning, and many times we face the difficult reality, So this is the reason that when you realize that nothing is for granted in this life, no one and nothing, this is where you can start appreciating the fact that you have your loved ones around you, and start spending more and better time with them, and like give them a call even if they are far. Spend some quality time with your parents if you're not living in the same house, or if you do live in the same house. Things like that, because most of us from a certain age and over, and people like you, Dave, that experienced loss at 12 and 13, we know that we have experienced it, and we know how it is to lose someone from your life. So instead of finding yourself, oh, I want you to do this and that and say these words, express my feelings and all this, instead of regretting because you didn't have the time, start doing it right now.
Yeah.
uh,
Can you still hear me, Ryan?
yes, I hear you very well.
Okay. Yeah,
The,
I think a lot of us get so busy and wrapped up in our everyday lives, we forget to take a moment to give that moment to someone else.
Mhm.
That makes sense, to just say thank you, just say I'm thinking of you, just say I love you, and you could take it from a little effort to a magnanimous effort, you know?
Yes.
And I'll give you I did a TikTok video with Vaso, my wife, and one of the things we talked about in the video is giving each other a kiss goodbye. When she leaves out the house every single day, and we never leave each other's side,
Hmm.
without giving a kiss and a hug and saying, I love you and I'll see you later. Those little things matter, you guys. They matter. And sometimes we get so caught up with everything going around us that we forget to just make that effort, that time, take that time to go, you know what, I need to connect with Ryan this week. I need to connect with my friends. I need to connect with my loved ones. I need to FaceTime or start just a video chat. And
Yeah.
it's crazy, man, because those of us that are a little older, um, we didn't grow up with instant like ability to see or talk. I remember running up two, three, $400 phone bills talking from Italy to the United States.
Hmm.
Now it's free and it's like right here and you're looking at each other. So
Exactly.
I would like to invite everyone that's watching right now to take a moment and have a plan or connecting with people that you care about or that you want to make sure you connect with. Don't just watch the video and then forget about the video because that's what a lot of us do. I want you to write it down right this second, like grab a pen, a piece of paper, and write down like what you're going to do, right? The actionable item to connect with people that you care about and to make sure that you do this as a habit. You continue to.
Yeah, it takes not just knowing, but realizing how, that something that is your daily routine and your daily life and lifestyle just disappears. And this is the reason that I actively get in contact with my parents since we're not living in the same house anymore. I'm living alone, so I go for coffee and lunch with my father to catch up and spend some quality time together. I will often take my mother somewhere to have a dinner or lunch, to spend quality time together, to talk together, exchange ideas. Um because, I don't want to, at some years from now, to look back and not have done anything with them, while they are in my life. This is the important thing that I want to get through to people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Regret, man. Regret is
yeah, and it's the
horrible. I refuse to have regret. I refuse.
hmm I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
That's why
Hey
you
guys,
are
everyone
such.
watching, I want you to type in the comments below. Type in the comments below what you're going to do to make sure that you start connecting with people, or say, hey, you know what? I do this every day, every other day, or whatever. If you already have a program, a plan, type in the little comments below. Like, tell us, like, what you're doing to ensure that you're connecting with people. How are you doing it? Do you have an agenda? Oh, Ryan left. Yeah, do you have an agenda? Do you have just a habit of every Sunday you call a bunch of people? Tell me what you do. Let me get Ryan back in here. You clicked the wrong link, huh? Or the wrong button. Oh. So, what else, guys? Ryan, unfortunately, lost this week. Which was I heard you shared. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shared that.
Mhm.
You hear me, Ryan?
Yes, I lost the connection, so I rejoined.
And that kind of you know experiencing a loss is hard for everybody.
Hmm.
It's just not fun. But the only thing that I could really say about experiencing loss, the only two things is one. it's inevitable. We all are going to lose someone, or we're going to be lost. Not to overshadow your loss, but one of my foster brothers lost his 2-year-old son 2 weeks ago, and just that's horrible. And not to minimize loss at all, but we know that this is going to happen, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for me as a person, I know that I'm going to pass away. I know that people around me are unfortunately going to pass away, but every single fucking moment of the day, I appreciate everything. And this is just something that I've gotten myself to being. This is just my being. I appreciate every little thing. The ability to use both of my thumbs to play PlayStation because I like PlayStation and Xbox. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
And so if you can take some messages from today's coffee time is, connect with loved ones and appreciate them. Appreciate the things around you. Appreciate what you have.
Yeah.
Um, who's typing in the comments? Hey, they're looking good. That's to the model. Thanks, Bella. Who's connecting with loved ones, especially now that we're quarantined kind of, where maybe we're
Hmm.
working from home. Do you find it easier to connect with loved ones? Uh, and I know some divorces are pending or on the rise here because they're around their spouse a little more than typical.
That
Uh,
they can appreciate.
man, I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Vaso and I like each other. So, Catherine, who's coming on in just a sec, she's
Hmm.
talking with family every day. That's a
You know,
huge, huge important thing.
you
Such a
know,
huge important thing.
it's a matter of focus. For example, I don't appreciate every little moment, even though I know that all of them are important. But I forget. I just don't do it every single minute in the day. But for example, I was taking a walk around earlier just to get some fresh air, and I connected with like 4 or 5 of my friends on the phone. I called them to see how they're
Mm,
doing. So
yeah.
if in a half an hour walk you can talk with 5 people, there's time, and so this is why when you understand why you shouldn't take things for granted, because everything can be lost at any moment. You say, okay, for the for the inevitable, like people, because as you said, everyone dies at some point in their life. For the inevitable, what you can do is spend quality time, and connect. For the things that are not inevitable, just for the difficult times, like the car breaking down, you lose your only source of income, you get out of job, or you have a huge amount of money needed and you don't have it. For things like that, it just takes planning. When and I know that both of us are very good planners. I know that you have excellent planning in your life and execution as well, because planning without the execution won't produce the results, but you are
Yeah.
excellent in execution. I'm excellent in planning and working on my execution as well,
Mm,
because
yeah.
most of the things take money. So if you're not a millionaire already, you're not excellent in execution yet. But
I disagree with that, but that's a whole different topic.
yeah, we
If
can.
you want to be a millionaire, okay, but some
Mhm.
people are happy not making a million. Some people are, I don't want to get off topic, but some people are just happy. making 60,000 or 50,000 or 40,000, but that gives
Mm-hmm.
them time, right? They give them time to do things that they want to do in life, like play the guitar. Maybe they're in a band and they go, "This is what I enjoy, man. I just want to jam out every weekend or practice with the band, you know." And if they're happy making 40,000 a year, but they're jamming out every Friday and Saturday at the local, like, you know, bar or something, phew,
You
no
know,
responsibility, no nothing.
as far as happiness, I will agree with you. I know that people can be happy without having any money. They can live in the forest and be happy just by surviving that.
Yeah,
And it's actually very beautiful because I love nature. The thing is, why I said about money is about the planning that, like, being ready for the worst times, for the bad times, you know.
yeah, yeah, I
That's why
agree.
I
You
say.
know, yeah, the money makes the world go round, and that's just the truth. That you know, poor people tell you that money doesn't matter. Money matters. How much is very subjective, you know. Ryan, we want to get Catherine in.
Absolutely. Let's get
All right.
Katrin. So I'm getting off and start watching.
Okay.
And then,
And Catherine, we'll get you on, and then Ryan, you're going to come back to close us out, huh?
great,
All right,
great.
brother. Love you. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to bring Catherine on to talk about appreciating people around you, and which is a huge, huge deal. I mean, we were talking about that, but Catherine is going to go in depth with us. Boom! I just added Catherine. She should be coming on. Hey guys, I really hope that these Tuesday coffees are doing something. All right, it's not for me. It's not for Ryan. It's not for our guests that come on. It's for humanity. These are just a quick 20, 30, 40 minutes for people to watch, and something just clicks. You have that aha moment. You go, oh, man, you know what? I do want to set a goal to connect with more people this week, my friends, my family. I do want to appreciate the little things in life. That's what these Tuesday coffee times with Dave and Ryan are, is to help humanity, to help people kind of see that, oh man, maybe I'm not doing this. We're getting Catherine on. Catherine. So, anyways, you guys type in the chat. How are you doing? It's Tuesday. How was Monday for you guys?
Am I connecting?
Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
how are you? This live thing is
Life
completely new to me, so bear with me.
You're good.
Woo! I think I will like this.
Catherine, I got some feedback in the background. Do you have like a video or something on? No? Okay. So, Catherine, are you there? Oh boy. Oh boy. Technical difficulty. So I'll go on. Hey, if you haven't seen this yet, go get it. It's so cool. People are saying that some of the book is helping them, and that's the purpose. That's the reason why I decided to publish a book and to try to get the word out and to try to help people. So Catherine, and talk about appreciating people, appreciating loved ones, appreciating your surroundings, and I think Catherine, you back.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I was just introducing you. Go
Thank you.
on.
So, hi, thank you, first of all, for having me on your platform and giving me this opportunity to join you guys. It's really enjoy every Tuesday. So, today I wanted to talk about how we communicate our emotions because I've noticed that when we speak to people, we don't really connect, first of all, to ourselves, with ourselves. And so we don't know the language that we need to, the words that we need to use to get the message across to another individual, especially when it comes to our emotions. So many times ego gets in the way or fear gets in the way. And so we communicate, sometimes we're like angry, but that's not exactly what we're feeling. There is a deeper reason why we might be talking abruptly to someone, for example. So these were things that I wanted to like shine some light on, to be aware of our emotions, what we're really feeling, and communicating what we're feeling honestly with the person we want to communicate with. And sometimes if we feel that we're not ready to communicate what we're truly feeling, again, to be able to identify the feeling is very important. Am I feeling anger? Am I jealous? So if I'm feeling jealous, for example, to admit that to myself, first of all, and then try and resolve that. And if there is a conversation that I need to have with another individual, to actually come out and, say, this is what I'm feeling, or, to discuss it. But just don't
That makes sense. Everybody, sorry to interrupt, everybody that's watching right now, put in the comments if you have difficulty communicating your feelings sometimes.
Like, for example, my cousin, was thinking this. If I want to, I'll use myself as an example. If I want to tell someone, come with me because I would like you to help me. We don't say that. We sometimes we go, can you come with me? And that person says, no, I can't, I can't because I'm not in the mood. And then we go away going, oh, he wasn't there for me, or she wasn't there for me. I asked them to come with me and they didn't, but we didn't really communicate that, listen, right now I would like you to be with me because I need your help, because I'm feeling lonely, or I would like to have your company because there's certain things that I'm feeling that I would like, it would help me having your company with me, so that, and that person might turn around and say, okay, if that's the case, then I will make some time. But we don't break down our own emotions, and we just react to one another. That's what I feel, that's what I see, that's what I see with myself. So it takes a lot of breaking down yourself, your own emotions, and getting the clutter out to really go deep down and be real with ourselves in order to have real conversations with people that we love or we respect, that we want them to be in our circle. So that's what I just wanted to bring across.
Thank you, Catherine. That's excellent. That's excellent food for thought. That made me think. Like, do I adequately express how I'm feeling? Do I adequately tell people, hey, you know what? I'm a little sad because when you said this, it made me think about this. Or do you just get upset? I think default emotions are anger a lot of times. We just kind of default to anger, and then that's it. Instead of going, I don't need to be, let me be logical. This person cares about me. This person loves me. They're not saying things or doing things saying they're not doing on board to dismiss my feelings. Maybe it's something a little deeper. Maybe it's something so not deep. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's just the way it is. Something happens. Also, was saying the sound is off. Yeah, I don't know why, but the sound is really off.
Maybe I need to put my headphones too. I don't know.
Yeah, can you give it a,
Try.
are they handing?
Yes. So let
I'm
me see.
hearing feedback,
Is it better?
hello? Oh,
Hello?
that's much better. Can you hear me, Catherine?
Yes, I think it was the background
Yeah.
noise
Oh,
filter.
I hope that everyone was able to get what we just went over.
It's okay. You just have
Um,
to invite me next time to join again.
I know. Summarize a little bit for everybody. Summarize like what your thoughts were when we talked and you said, "Oh, this is the topic I want to talk about."
So I thought that we in our lives, because I look at myself, that we are not honest with ourselves, first of all, with our own emotions. We hide from our own self. So when we do that, as well as, yeah, when we do that, let me finish this one. So when we do that, when we hide from ourselves, then we can't communicate with other individuals the way that we want to, because we're covering, it's like jealousy. For example, you're jealous of someone, and instead of admitting to yourself that you're jealous, you're pretending no, because you know that that feeling is not supposed to be there. You feel guilty about
Hmm.
feeling jealous. So you're like, no, 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 I'm not feeling that. And so when you meet with that person, you're being very abrupt, very abrupt. You respond very abruptly, or because that's your jealousy that's coming up, but you're not communicating that. You know,
Yeah.
it's good to communicate with yourself about it, and also to others, also to communicate genuinely what you're feeling, and discuss it, open it, be, you know, clear with what you want to communicate about your emotions.
So if you had a client, right, as a life coach, and they come to you and they say, "Look, I'm having trouble communicating my feelings to," I'll use a hypothetical, my spouse, right?
Right.
Every time he comes home from work, he starts barking about the dinner and the house not being clean and stuff like that. And I can't really communicate with him, right? What do you tell somebody? Because I think that a lot of people have limitations in how well they can communicate with other people in specific instances.
It's a
So what
very
do you
good
tell
point.
somebody?
Yes, it's a very good point. We need to learn how to communicate. It is
Mm,
something that we need to learn. We need to polish that. It's like learning a
mm,
talent. It's the same thing, and it's the most important thing in our lives that we don't cultivate. We don't, you know, really work on it, and we just take it for granted, and we take on conditioning from our upbringing, and it comes up, and we're not, if we don't self-reflect, we will not cultivate it. So
yeah.
what would you, if there's so much to break down into the question you asked me, because what I would ask the wife that comes to me, what is it that you want to communicate with him? Why do you
Mm,
think you cannot communicate with him? Have you
mm.
tried saying the things that you want to say? Write down exactly what is it that you wanted to say to that person.
That's a
You
good
know,
technique. Write it down.
look at
Yeah,
what you want to say. How does it make you feel when you say that?
yeah.
How,
Good.
and once you have a conversation, again, you have to keep breaking it down. How does it make you feel when you receive the response from your husband? Is it what you're expecting? Why would you expect that? There's so many
Yeah.
things that we need to break down in communicating, not only with others but with ourselves as well, that I think is just so crucial in the well-being of a human consciousness in the future.
I agree. Thank you, Catherine, for joining us.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for your
much.
wisdom and the topic. The topic is hitting
Thank you.
somebody right now. I believe this. I believe that we start speaking from a good heart, from a genuine in a genuine way, and it needs to hit someone at some point. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, whoever watches this video in a year. Something you said, something we said, something Ryan said
Yes.
will connect with someone at the right time, and that's just the truth. So
Yes.
thank you for your words.
Thank
Thank you for your
you.
wisdom. All right, we'll talk to you later, Catherine.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.
Do you get me off or I get
So
off?
you you get off. just click the little, you should have an X right there or
Yeah.
leave. So we'll bring Ryan back in, and guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. I appreciate the love, but what I really appreciate more is the action from what we're talking about. I really, 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 uh, I want you guys to take tangibles from these coffee times, right? Right. Take notes, but get something out of it. Don't just look at my beautiful face for 30 or 40 minutes, or Ryan's model face for 34. I know. It's great to be here with us, but I want people to really get a lot from these, and so I hope you do. Ryan, what's up, brother?
I love the topic that you covered with Catherine. It's very nice to hear all these things. And I totally agree that expressing your feelings to the people around you makes for a better communication. So the thing is, Catherine is a woman, and by nature, she's high. She has high emotional intelligence. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
for us guys, for the majority of men, it's more difficult than for the women to understand how we feel. So I developed a very simple technique to understand how I feel when something is frustrating for me, for example. I simply ask myself, okay, how I feel right now. What is frustrating? What is it that is frustrating to me? And many times I will take the help of a pen and paper, and actually start writing down.
Mm.
And I see that by spending some minutes writing down my thoughts, I get a more clear vision of what is happening in my head and emotions. And also, I get a lot of the frustration, for example, out.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
no matter the emotion, even if it's sadness or frustration or anger, like strong emotions, the pen and paper has always been a good friend and helped me discover that. So it's that simple, just with making two or three right questions to yourself. How am I
Mm.
feeling? Why am I feeling?
Mm.
And also writing down to help you. Most of the times I found, like all of the times that I use these two techniques, I found out what is going on inside and then how I can get over it. And because when you know what is going on inside your head, then you can express it better. If you don't know what to express, how you're gonna express it, right?
I agree, man. It's a good technique. Writing it down before you say it or before you let it build up too much, and figuring out what it is you're feeling and why it is you're feeling it. I will speak on the other end of the spectrum here. I have zero problem with expressing how I feel. And, and this may not be a good trait sometimes. Sometimes for us that express how we feel truthfully, honestly, in the moment. You can take a lesson out of my book. Sometimes you just need to shut the hell up. Sometimes you don't have to say what you're thinking or how you're feeling. It's not completely necessary. And especially with people, I'll use my beautiful wife as an example. She doesn't need. I'm OCD as hell. I want things in a specific place all the time, and she's absolutely amazing because She's also she's very clean and she's pretty OCD, but not like me. I'm a little extreme. But she cares a lot and she tries a lot, right? But there's no way she's going to meet my OCD expectations, right? And for those of you that don't know, OCD is an obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't think that I have a disorder, but I just want things a very specific way. I'm like that about everything in life. Everything is very specific for me. I like things specifically, or in my house, whatever. So my point is, I don't always need to tell her, hey, this is out of place, or this is not right, or this, because it wears her out. And I need to just shut the hell up and go, no, man, it's not that serious. I don't need to express myself all the time. So that's the other end of the spectrum. I think most of us don't fall in that category. Most of us need to write things down, kind of be a little more thoughtful of our feelings and our emotions. So I hope
By
paper
that,
and pen for important situations, not for everyday life stuff, right? Yeah, yeah. Paniota, I'm gonna look at comments before. Sorry, did I interrupt you? I'm sorry, I was reading.
no, you just reminded me something I want to mention by saying all this about sometimes keeping your mouth shut.
Mm,
So by using this technique with the pen and paper, I've seen that because I get out some of the frustration for more important things, of course.
mm,
I am able to communicate in a more gentle way
mm.
rather than picking up the phone or getting in the room and say, hey, what happened here and why you did that and that and that. I have the time to relax, get my thought in boxes,
In order,
in
yeah.
order, exactly. And then I'm much more able to communicate in a gentle manner, because when you communicate with politeness and trying not to trigger
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
negative response from the other person, this way you avoid many πώς λέγεται?
Okay.
Many fights, you know,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and the other person is much more open to hear what you want to say.
And appreciates it.
Yeah.
Panayota typed, commented, what about everyday situations? Like life stuff. Should we write things down, paper to pen technique? And I personally would answer it like this. It depends on you. It depends on how good you are at expressing your feelings in big and little situations. And so why I say it depends on you, it's because those little things can add up. And then eventually you're going off on your coworker because she's always stealing your coffee creamer out of the community refrigerator, right? She uses a dab of it. Eventually, it's all gone, and you're like, I didn't use this much. And she says, well, I use it a few times. Oh, okay, okay, okay. And then that happens again and again and again. And if you're not okay, okay with it, right? Then at some point you're going to have a bad day, and you're going to go, why the fuck are you using my coffee creamer all the time? Stop. And she's like, whoa, I've been using it for a month now. What are you talking? I thought it was okay, okay. And it's because you didn't know how to properly express, truly express how you felt about her using it. Okay, okay is a polite thing to say, right? Or the less uh, uh, conflictual way, confliction. I don't think that's a word. It's you have less conflict by saying, okay, it's not a big deal. So,
Hmm.
Paniota, I think that it really depends on the person. I think it depends on whether or not when you say okay, you mean okay, right? So if your emotional intelligence, your EQ is at the point where you are truly saying the things that you mean, right? And meaning the things that you say, then absolutely, maybe you need to write your emotions down for bigger things, like when your husband comes home and he's dismissive of you, and you've been cooking or cleaning or doing stuff around the house. So that makes sense. What do you think, Brian?
You know, I was thinking that, for example, if you, I agree with what you said with the colleague, the example with the colleague, and it came in my mind that if, for example, you have a spouse, you're living together, and every day you get little things that annoy you, different
Mm,
things, not the same thing over and over, then this piles up.
mhm.
So at some point you start feeling bad, you start feeling frustrated, angry, or whatever you feel, and you can't understand what is going on. So this is where the self-reflection with the pen and paper would be useful. Not
Yeah,
not just for one minor thing, but for many things that create a pattern of negative feelings.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I
this is where
agree.
I would use it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I don't have any closing remarks other than thanks everyone that joined us for the live every Tuesday, same time, 8:30. Ryan and I will go live and have a helpful, wonderful, positive tip discussion with you guys, not for you guys, with you guys. And um, and then once a month we're going to have someone come on, a life coach, a motivational speaker. I'm trying to get Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, to come on next month. So we'll see if he comes on. I wrote him. He hasn't written me back yet.
Well, if he's not available, we can always put Jason Statham on. Huh?
Yeah, Jason and I go way back, but anyways, that's for a different discussion. All right, guys. Ryan, I love you. Everybody that's watching,
Me too, guys.
Tilakia pola, many kisses, que te lemon, huh?
Feel ya,
Hey,
everybody.
yes,
Bye.
yes.